Um, I want to start by saying congratulations to the board. I think it's a very good work done. When I look at all the achievements, I think it's quite impressive. But I also have a few comments that I would like to sort of raise. Maybe a few points of correction too is I don't think the financial statements were sent to all the members by email. I didn't get it anyway.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, because there was some issue with registration, so we actually sent to all the email addresses of the registered members, but we making them available to all members from tomorrow onwards.
Well, because I would have thought that maybe one of the things that would have brought more people into this AGM would be to see how the chapter performed by looking at the financial statements, because I think I registered because I was interested, because I had a number of concerns across the year. That's why I wanted to look at that financial statement. That's really why.
Apologies for that, because your registration wasn't yeah, there was some.
Anyway, that's really not my worry. My worry is that across the year, as the year went on from basically 2012 through to 2013, I have a number of worries that I sort of put down. And I think the first comes to the point that I have the impression, and it's real personal, that maybe ISACA is becoming too profit-oriented. I mean, when I look at the amount of profit that was generated, it worries me a lot. And if I look at the fact that a certain number of benefits for members was sort of increased, I mean, we increased the monthly networking fee from $20 to $25. And when I looked at the financials there, it posted a healthy benefit of close to $10,000 in terms of benefit. I mean, I would have thought, the question that comes to mind is, why did we have to increase it? Because then automatically there are a lot of people like myself who thought that extra $5 was a bit tipping our pockets, basically, or my pocket. The second thing that comes to mind also is the fact that I noticed that at least, and this is again very personal and coming really from the grapevine, but talking to a number of people, it seems as if the number of CISA, SISM workshop classes, some of them were sort of cancelled because apparently they were not making enough profit. And that really got me very worried, and I was like, well, if we are making a healthy profit of more than $100,000, and then we cancel really some of those trainings that are at the core of what we are in this association, I mean, it makes me worry, and so I would really like the board to really address some of these concerns. Are we really becoming profit-making, or because it's all great to have a movie night, it's all great to have some of these dinners, but I think at the end of the day, what I personally would like to see of the association is to get more members, to get more advocacy, to get my boss coming to me and saying, oh, have you renewed your ISACA membership? Are you up to date with your CPEs? Have you got the new training that you can get? You know, when I look at the course of the ISACA workshop, the seminars, the SAP that I got quite a lot, and the COVID-5 that I got quite a lot, I just couldn't afford it. And my boss thought it was too expensive to send me because it was in the $1,000. And he thought, again, when I look at that, I think some of them were about $1,600. And when I look at that and I look at the healthy profit that we turned for the year, I mean, I begin to wonder if it's all, is the health of the association that matters more, or it's really the welfare of the members, the education of the members, the advocacy that this association needs to bring, which is one of the things that a lot of us really come in. Because I tend to worry that if we've got 2,000 plus members and we cannot get 300 in an AGM, I think we need to start asking ourselves some good questions. And I may not have all the solutions, and I may not be asking the right questions. I'm just worried about maybe the two financial orientation that we may be taking here. Thank you.
I've not addressed it in my president report. I think it's good to address it now. Now, if you have noticed, the conference, even though we made another surplus, that's the only first time we have done it. If you look at the past 10 years, I think we have some surplus, but quite small. Right? Now, I need to emphasize that even though we have a good surplus, we did it with the one thing. It means that we did not increase the conference price. So the last conference price was done in 2011 at Novotel, which is a 4-star hotel. The same price will be maintained last year, and we bring it to Marina Bay Sands. The cost double, well, not double, the cost significantly increase. There is also inflation plays part there, so the cost is really high, right? In fact, the delegate fee, which is, I believe, is $950 in all hotels, right? Is one of the lowest in the market, and it's breaking even. So the surplus that we got is purely for sponsorship. But the thing with sponsorship is that it's not guaranteed. You only get it on the last minute, like the last 2 weeks, the last 3 weeks, the last month. So the way we try to price our conference is that we look at our guaranteed or expected attendance, we try to make break even. So what we pay is we pay for the conference, right? So whatever sponsorship that we get is our bonus. Right? I'll explain a bit short after this, what we want to do with the surplus. So let's address the conference, right? I mean, we have maintained 2011 price, upgraded the venue, and bringing up the quality of the conference. So members are not shortchanged in any ways. On the evening seminar, I do reckon in the past it was around $25 or $30. It was reduced to $20, and then lastly we increased to $25. There's a good reason for this. The actual cost per person to run an evening seminar is about $35 to $45. It's about, on average, $40. Now, it has, even though it's increased to $25, we still subsidizing it. Right, so again, members benefit from it. The reason why we have a surplus here to the tune of $10,000, as mentioned, is because we had quite successful approaches with our industries, where we've got vendors to sponsor some evening seminar. And we did not sacrifice the quality of the evening seminar. We still have independent speakers, followed by the sponsors. So it's not purely a vendor talk. Right? Again, as I said, sponsorship is not guaranteed. We have 3 sponsorships last year. The last 12 months, we may get 1 next term, and we get nothing. So you can't so-called guarantee this. In terms of the review classes or the workshops, I mentioned in my address that we try to make it as affordable as possible to members, but there's a cost to it. We do not have an office, we do not have a secretariat, so we have to run it at LB, SMU, or at hotels. All this requires a minimum so-called commitment in terms of persons. So we cannot run a course where it's attended by 3 persons, but the minimum guarantee is 10. Right? But our principle in the board is that even if the course does not generate a surplus, even if it's making a slight loss, we still go ahead with the course. Because we are a non-profit association and we want to benefit the members. That's a bit our approach. But we cannot run a course where there's a huge gap between the break-even and the revenue. Then we have to answer the members again, why we run the course at a significant loss. So that's basically our approach. In terms of the surplus that we got, right? Yes, for the first time ever in our charter history, 30 years, this is the first time we ever had $100,000 surplus. But we are not earning this because we want it. We earn this because we have to. Why? We do not have office. We do not have secretariat staff. Right? We have been saving costs. A lot of things that we did, we save a lot of costs. And the reason for this is we believe we wanted to have our own office and secretariat. And you probably know that to hire 2-3 staff for the whole year, at least cost you probably around $100,000 plus. Not to mention the running costs, electricity, copiers, then your office space, which is in Singapore, easily can go up to $5,000 to $8,000 per month. So all this really is a huge cost, right? So I told my board that we have to try to earn as much as we can from the conference without shortchanging the members. We keep the member price, so that we can earn this surplus, we can finance the secretariat for the first year. Right. And obviously during that first year, we hope that we're doing the right thing, we're doing more trainings with affordable rate whatsoever, we got more returns, then we can do more. If not, we will decline, and the greatest risk of chapter is we will be irrelevant. Then that's a good stay here. So we really need to grow. There's only one way, we have to grow. And to grow, we need this capital expenditure. And we also need to increase our operating expenses. But that's my thought. Anyone want to add? Do you have further comments or? I reminded most of the members last year, but I reminded once again, the amount of members dues that we receive from members at this point of time is $20 US, which is equivalent to 25 Singapore dollars. I'm sure that all kind of events that you attended, it is definitely you will get multiple times of what you paid.
I mean, just maybe the comment would be that hopefully then the membership would see some benefits of this huge surplus coming back to them at some point next year. And I think it would probably not just be with, again, why I like going, and this is very personal, while I love going to the movies, I would prefer to have maybe some free, thought-provoking seminars organized at a much more subsidized price. While I love networking with the IIA, I would like to have more industry professionals come and talk to me. And it's in no way criticizing the good work you've done, but it's just sharing my own thoughts and my own way, because I think at some point, I think if I look at what happens in other countries, and I think we won a great award from headquarters, but I think if we could get the ISACA certifications to a level where in assessing whatever employments, if an employer could come to ISACA and say, oh, by the way, have you got a great sizer or a great sizen that I could recruit, that would be a great achievement, Then I would see value in keeping this certification, because I think for a lot of us, it's true that we get promotions in the company, but I just have the impression, and again, it's personal, that maybe sometimes I actually think, is it really worthwhile paying the $200 I have to pay every year to keep my certification and my membership alive? Because I have a hard time sort of trying to break even in terms of the activities I attend. I mean, I used to attend a lot of the monthly talks and then I just disappeared. But I think it's sort of bringing that, making that gap or making it work that I'm facing some challenges.